Hello and welcome to another video about Cardano. In this video we're going to take a look at the prices of Cardano and Bitcoin. First, we're always taking a look at the Bitcoin chart and then at the Cardano chart, because Bitcoin always determines ADA's moves as well, to a certain degree at least, so it's important to take that into consideration. As always, we're doing a technical analysis, and first of all, I'd like to thank you all. I'm reading every single comment. I always try to answer. I can't always reply, but I always read them anyway. I'm overwhelmed by all the likes and the subscribers, and yeah, thanks a lot for that. Please continue to comment, please continue to like, and I know you like the content, so that's amazing. That motivates me to carry on. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin chart first, and you know, we talked about this potentially Bitcoin losing some momentum, and we are now here on the 4-hour chart. I think this is where you can see things pretty well. Bitcoin at the moment doesn't really do anything to excite me, to be honest. Not a lot happened since yesterday's update video, and what we can see here on the 4-hour chart is that we continue to make lower highs on the RSI, which indicates this bullish divergence, whereas the trend is actually going up. And on the RSI, we are still going down. What I really want to see is at some point a new higher high here on the RSI that would break that bearish divergence. And it's not a great sign. We are currently trading in this bearish, in this bearish pattern, the ascending wedge. This has happened for a while, and we are currently on the 4-hour chart trading between the 20 and the 50-day moving average, really being squeezed a little bit in these resistance and support levels. Lower support level as well here, the lower side of the ascending wedge, and for a while now we haven't managed to get to the upper side of this ascending wedge, indicating to me that yes, there is a loss in momentum. Not saying that this couldn't happen immediately, you know, as things always can happen in crypto markets. There can be, you know, a buyer come in, a huge institutional buyer, and suddenly prices will go up to the 52k level, which is now up here, even more than 52k. But from that point of view, it totally makes sense that we haven't managed to get up there, because the 52k level is a resistance and support level. It was support and resistance before, and we're just struggling to get through. So it's losing momentum. Buyers are a little bit, seem to be losing a little bit of interest. There are still buyers in the market, but less buyers, and or at least they are careful, and sellers are in the market as well. So it's just something to be aware of. I missed that yesterday. I wanted to tell you about that structure here. I missed it in the last video, so that is something worth pointing out. What we can see here on the hour chart only, but it's still something I'd like to point out. What we potentially have been forming here is a broadening triangle or a broadening wedge, which is a bearish pattern. It normally forms towards the end of upward trends. It is characterized by increasing volatility in the market. You can see that here. You know, it's bearish. It's basically the opposite of a symmetrical triangle, which we saw a few times. I mean, I'm just drawing one here. I'm not sure if that really is one, but I just want to explain to you. We've seen it a few times. These ascending triangles here where prices consolidate before a breakout, whereas here on the other hand you've got the opposite, where there is increased volatility, and that happens when there is a lot of indecisiveness in the market. You know, there is not a clear winner in terms of bulls and bears, so buyers are strong and sellers as well. So the buyers are still willing to buy at these prices, but the bears or the sellers also want to take profits. So you can clearly see that there is a lot of increasing volatility here, and this is really a key point here for me at the moment. So if this is supposed to play out, this broadening triangle, then we're really about to break through very shortly through this lower support level to this lower end of the broadening triangle. I mean, it doesn't mean that we couldn't go up again and then go down. It's just something to be aware of. We're going to track that going forward as well. What we're also tracking is here these moving averages. Looks like we're going to get a bearish cross potentially here. No, sorry, we are not going to get a bearish cross. This is still we still have the 50-day above the 20. We were supposed to do another bullish one, but this is only the 1 hour chart anyway. So I'm not looking too much at these. No, that's fine, forget about that. But we can clearly see here, yesterday we tried to make an attempt on the hour chart to go up again on the RSI. Now we're going down again, which is okay, but this is not that meaningful on the hour chart. However, what we can see on the hour chart is the MACD made a bearish cross, and we are about to go here, and we are about above the 0 level already. You can also see that negative trend, you could say, on the MACD as well. So I said, you know, as yesterday, I'm a bit concerned about Bitcoin. We don't want to forget about that, and could prepare us for the next move to the downside. So don't be surprised if that happens. Don't ask why. It is just what markets do, and we have seen impressive gains, and people want to take profits. And don't get me wrong, we're still in the bull market as far as I'm concerned. You know, companies like MicroStrategy are still buying. You can also see on the 4-hour chart here, on the longer term view, that we actually have had this bearish bearish divergence, or at least a negative trend here on the on the MACD. You can see the lower highs here of the MACD line, so that is something to be aware of as well. We are now also on the 4-hour chart below 0 on the awesome oscillator. Not necessarily too bad of a sign, but whenever we crossed the 0 line, it was actually something like a sell signal. So it happened here, you can see that. It happened here, you can see that. And that's only the 4-hour chart again. Everything else looking fine. And the more we go to the like the longer time frames, the more bullish it seems. So that's what makes me confident that in the long run we are still very bullish. The only thing that on the daily makes me wonder a bit is also that we have this downtrend of the RSI while prices go up. Again, a bearish divergence. But as soon as we go to the weekly, it's really starting to look really good still. All the moving averages still looking good. The 20-day is now going down. So I hope we don't see here a bearish crossover. Right, I hope we don't see that. However, on the weekly, we can see that the awesome oscillator is about to make a positive move, hopefully. And we can also see that we've just made a bullish crossover on the MACD this week or last week. So it's something we want to observe, but that just tells me that we are still bullish, and we are, you know, above all main moving averages. So that makes me very positive about Bitcoin. But don't forget, like a sell-off or a drop of 30% can always happen. That is not something we need to be surprised of in crypto markets. So let's take a look at Cardano. That's what you're all here for, guys. Cardano isn't giving me a clear bullish signal at the moment. It's all a bit difficult. There's a lot of indecisiveness on the market. We're here on the 4-hour chart. Let's quickly have a look on the 1-hour chart first before we start. And it really looks like we've got a double top here on the 1-hour chart. Be careful. 1 hour double top bearish pattern. So this is obviously a key support level here. Maybe this is a bit too low, but it was support here. So maybe it's more like it has formed more like a 260 support level here. So we want to be aware of that the 260 is a key support level. However, double top doesn't look too good. Double top could mean we break to the downside. Yeah, so we really see that prices are getting closer to this lower support line. Also here, slight downtrend. This is only the 1-hour chart, bear in mind. And what we can see, there isn't really a huge rejection from that support level, not a green candle at the moment. So you could potentially expect prices to break below the 260 today. This would be the first time since the 22nd. So it's only 4 days ago, but bear that in mind, that could be happening. Well, we've got the 200-day moving average coming up here on the 1-hour chart. So that again then could provide some support, but it's something to be aware of. Double top here. And again, we've moved on the RSI into the bearish sort of scenario. We're now below 50 again. Also negative trend on the RSI, and on the MACD, we've also turned into the short-term red zone. Let's take a look on the 4-hour chart here at the moment. 4-hour, we are below the 20-day moving average now. You can also see here, we can't see a double top on the 4-hour chart, so that's why it's, you know, it's less meaningful on the 1-hour chart. That's just something to clearly say, but it is still happening. What we can't see on the 4-hour chart, you know, like before a breakout, you would normally see like a price consolidation, breakout either way. We can't see that at the moment. So a bit of a consolidation here, candles getting smaller, breakout. Also here, candles getting smaller, breakout. Can't really see that here at the moment. We had it here, and we saw breakout yesterday, and we talked about it. Or was it here? It was somewhere here. Smaller candles, there we had a breakout, and it did take place. At the moment, it looks like to me that the trend is going down here a little bit, yeah. And we seem to be, yeah, not really being rejected from this 260 line on the 4-hour as well. But this is currently the current candle. So I can't really see clear bullish signals here at the moment. It's still, to me, it looks like rather bearish. I mean, we've even broken that short-term uptrend here. And I showed you that we had a trend line here going up, but we broke below that. So something to be aware of as well. Yeah. And let's take a look at the daily chart. But even if I say, you know, it's not looking immediately bullish, you know, always everything can happen. We here try to make sense of the prices and make, you know, try to tell the story of the price moves. But anything can always happen. But at the moment, it looks like there is the consolidation will continue. What we can see on the daily, that the MACD line here is getting closer to the signal line. So a bearish crossover might be happening in the next few days, which wouldn't be great because this could signal that we finish this uptrend, which isn't great. We're moving out of the awesome oscillator, still looking good, and we're moving out of the overbought zone. Lower highs on the RSI, but you know, we're just moving out of the overbought zone, so it's nothing to worry about for me. It's actually a good thing because then we need to have that space again to the upside. So that's important because if we are above the 70 level on the RSI, it's actually not good because whenever that happened in the past, we try to go out again. And you can see what happened here in that period here between ending on the 17th of August. We also made that low here, and we had actually a price drop of, let's take a look, a price drop of around 15%. Yeah, so that's just something to be aware of. 15%. Then we had that engulfing bullish candle. That's something we don't want to look out for. So you have a red candle and you have an engulfing green candle. So engulfing, so which really is bigger than the red candle here and really engulfs the red candle. If we see something like that, that could be a bullish sign. I mean, we have at the moment, we don't even have the 15% drop. We have a drop of around 12%. So something to be aware of. We also took a look at the whole chart yesterday, and where we saw that, especially for Bitcoin, like in September 2017, before the big peak, end of the bull market, we saw price drops of 30%. So these are the shakeouts that sometimes need to happen before prices can go up further. And to be honest, this here is not really a shakeout at the moment. This is just a normal consolidation at the moment. And on the weekly, it's not a great sign because we are losing momentum here on the weekly. You can clearly see that we've had those small candles, then we had a huge candle got smaller on the weekly, and now we are here, but the weekly candle hasn't closed yet. We still have half of the week to go. The week only gets better from now because, you know, we're getting towards the end of the week. Monday, of course, the worst day of the week. But here on the weekly, we can see something like an uptrend. We also see, someone mentioned it, that cup and handle. Someone mentioned it in the comments. On the weekly, you can see something like a cup and handle forming potentially. That would be great. So thanks for pointing that out again. And it could even be something just like a bull flag here on the weekly. I mean, what you can see on the daily, these patterns work out on the weekly as well, but you need to be much more patient. But on the weekly, from that point of view, from the longer term point of view, you know, awesome oscillator going up. The MACD just made a bullish crossover as well. All the things on the weekly sort of indicate to me that we are still very bullish anyway. So that hasn't changed for me yet. We need to see how that candle turns out end of the week. but we've made a new all-time high, guys, and we've not even dropped below the recent all-time high here that took place in May, and we're even above the very recent all-time high which we made in August already. So this is all looking good. Even on the weekly, all the moving averages going up as well. So generally looking bullish, guys. For today, I think key support level to watch out for, and you can watch that yourself, is the 260. We don't want to drop below the 260, believe me. If we drop below the 260, the next one would be here, maybe 255, but more, you know, a bigger one is like the 250, where you've got the 200-day moving average on the hourly. So these are key support levels to watch out for. And the 250 also falls together here with the 50 moving average, 50-day moving average on the 4-hour chart. Right, so that's something you can look out for yourself. Green candle here at the moment, so hopefully we bounce back from that 260 level. But what you can often see before breakouts to down or the upside is that you test these support levels, and then you can't really, there is a small rejection, but the price really sticks very close to this support or resistance level, and then the breakout can happen. If the price stays very close, it means that, for example, in this current scenario, the buyers aren't very strong. And if the buyers aren't very strong, you can observe the price really staying very close to this current support level. Here you can see it. And this indicates to me that a breakout is more likely to the downside. So yeah, it is something to be aware of. Just try to find an example here. But we've only gone up in the last few. Anyway, don't worry about it. We'll take a closer look at that later. We'll see what happens, and then there will be an update video later. But don't be surprised if we drop below the 260. Would be the first time for yeah, like a week or so. And it wouldn't be dramatic. Just means that we can get more ADA for a better price. All right, I hope you liked that update video. If you did, please smash the like button. And if you want to follow me on this crypto journey, please subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye.